I want to take a few moments to talk about the sports order that we issued last week, and particularly the variance process, because we put this in here for a very specific reason. And I know some school districts, I've talked to some of the superintendents on the phone, they've had some questions about this. So let me kind of go through this. And just remember, our goal is to have the athletes playing, the young people playing the sport, and have the ability of their parents, family members to attend and actually watch them. So the goal is no spectators other than family members, either family members of the ball team, or if it's a football team and there's a marching band at halftime, we want the parents to be able to come in and see their children playing the band as well. So that's really the goal. We limited the maximum number of spectators gathered to the lesser of 1,500 individuals, or 15% of fixed, permanent, seated capacity for outdoor sports events. So that's for outdoor sports events. For indoor, it's the lesser of 300 individuals, or 15% of the fixed, seated, permanent capacity for indoor sports venues. The primary purpose of permitting spectators at school sports event is to allow officials and family and household members and loved ones of the players, of the coaches, team staff members, other event participants, including marching band and honor guard, for both home and away teams to attend and share in the experience. Ideally, the spectator limit would enable at least 2 and maybe 4 family members to attend the sporting event, provided that the venue is large enough to allow at least a 6 foot of social distancing between individuals who are seated. We know that the fixed seating capacity of some sports venues, particularly our smaller schools, might not allow this to happen, and that's why we have a variance procedure. So one of the reasons why the sports order contains a variance provision allowing schools is to allow schools to submit a plan to their local health department. So you need to go first to your local health department, and then also to the state of Ohio. But the health department, the local health department, will take the first action, and then we will follow up in regard to that. So the order requires that the variance plan include, you can have a little map in there if you want to, but a justification as to why the circumstance of the venue justify different capacity requirement. And second, how the submitted plan will adequately achieve similar results as the requirements and guidance in the order. In particular, it is essential that the variance plan demonstrate that its proposed increased spectator limit will still enable at least 6 feet of social distancing between family groups. It is the responsibility of the school, the venue, to the home team to monitor and enforce the social distancing requirement, as well as the prohibition on congregating among spectators and the other provisions that are outlined in the sports order. Evaluating a sports venue's variance plan may require conversations with school officials, venue officials, and perhaps a site visit, which is why the Ohio Department of Health will rely upon the local health department to first conduct their assessment of the variance plan. Here's kind of my summary. When schools ask for a variance, they should ask themselves these questions. Is the variance necessary to allow home and away family members to be able to attend? 2, can the number of requested spectators that you're asking to go to, can they be socially distanced? Is it physically possible? 3, can the homeschool adequately prevent the requested number of spectators from actually congregating? I talked to a school superintendent this week who told me, yeah, we could hold this number, and we could keep them distanced, but we really can't control the crowd. And so, you have to kind of work through that. I would further add, though, the variance was not designed for a big stadium just to be able to fill fans in there, much as we would love to have all fans back. We got to keep our eye on the ball. We got to start off slow. And so the goal is to have spectators, but the only spectators really be family members of those who are participating in the event, or in the case of band members, those who are playing it, maybe playing at halftime or have some other role in that the game itself or the halftime events, if it's football or whatever the sport might be that you might have another group. It could include family members of cheerleaders, for example.